Hi, I'm Yanni from Umbrella, and I will give you a short introduction to our kilometer registration feature. This is the feature where you're going to register all your commute, so all your commuting trips from and to the office. As you can see here in the menu, you have the kilometer registration feature, the calendar, which you can see, which is where you're going to register all your commuting trips, and then your kilometer allowances, which here will show an overview of the kilometer allowances you're entitled to. So let's have a look at the calendar and how you will register a commuting trip. So I see here the days that I will go to the office and the days that I plan on not going to the office, which of course can also always be modified. Then I'm going to click on a date in the calendar for which I want to add a trip, and you see that the Add New Trip module opens and that pretty much all my data is already there. This is my home address, which is stored in my Umbrella profile, and this is my office address, also fixed in my profile. Here I can select a means of transportation. This is the list I can choose from. So let's say I drive the car. You can see that the distance is automatically calculated based on Google Maps, and so is the kilometer allowance that I'm entitled to. I'm going to use our auto planner to repeat the trip automatically for every Monday. So you can already see them blinking here. And I'm also going to add it to my favorites so that I can easily reuse it after. I click on add, and the trip will be registered here in my calendar and also added here to my favorite trips. So as I said, now I can pick it and drag and drop it on the calendar on any date that I want to repeat the trip. Now, let's say that I ride the train. So I'm going to click on another day in the calendar, and to create a train ride, I will need multiple stops. So I'm going to modify my office address here and add my first stop, which will be for me, Antwerp Central Station. I can type it here in the search bar, but it's still in my search history. I'm going to add a waypoint for my next stop, which will be Brussels Central Station, also still here in search history. And then I'm going to add a last waypoint, which will then be my final address. Now, all I have to do is just modify the means of transportation. So let's say that I take my bike to the station. Between the stations, I take the train, and from the train station, I walk to my office. You've seen that the distances and kilometer allowances have been recalculated and updated automatically for each step. My trip is ready. I can again automatically repeat it or add it only to my favorites. So I click on add the trip, and to add it on more than one day, I'm just going to drag and drop it from my favorites. And this is how I easily plan my whole month and register all my commuting trips for the month. Now, here on top, I have an overview of the distance I've commuted this month and the kilometer allowances that I've earned. Now, let's have a look at those allowances. That's here in the second tab. Now you will see that there is an allowance registered for each trip that I've taken for which I'm entitled to a kilometer allowance. These allowances and amounts will be paid out to you at the end of the month on your payslip. So that's how you easily register your commute to the office in our trip registration feature.